It's really just a shame. This game's kind of a stinker. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's just mid, as the youngins say nowadays. I am getting quite old in my age, so I'm trying to keep up with the times. I'll give you an analogy, just to help you better understand what I'm getting at here. It reminds me of when I was in the 3rd grade. Just sitting in the same room for 6 hours waiting for that lunch bell to come through and save me. Finally, when it rang, I'd grab my lunchbox and go flying down the cafeteria. I'd plop down on a seat and open up my lunchbox, hoping for a treat. Maybe some Oreos, carry me through the rest of the day. Then came the big reveal. And there they were, staring into my soul, just a baggie of vegetables. And this is what this game is, just a baggie of vegetables. It could have been on the level of Oreos, it could have been great, but it just kind of fell short. And here's why. First off, they made the map smaller than the original. And in an effort to reconcile this, they decided to nerf the player's leg speed. But instead of making the small map feel big again, your most basic form of navigation, like swimming, became a chore. It's now annoying and tedious to get anywhere. Some tools, like the Sea Glide, couldn't escape the same fate. That also got hit with a nerf. The Leviathans and fauna also got downsized, completely taking out any sense of scale or fear factor to this game. Now you lose this abstract fear that the first game could produce. The fear that you may come across some inconceivable monstrosity out while you're exploring. And by downsizing everything, you take that fear and you absolutely dumpster it. The most heinous crime this game commits is it butchers its own story. So you return to Planet 4-5, whatever, to find out what happened to your sister, Sam. The thing is, the game tells you in its first or second log that Sam essentially killed herself. She died due to negligence, and she claimed the life of another Altera employee. Once you go ahead and solve the riddle that is the main plot of the game in the first 5 minutes, you are now solely stuck at the whim of Alan's will. You only exist to exist, and because Alan tells you to. That's it. There's no more mystery. And it's not like you got stranded here like the first game. You are simply here out of the sheer stupidity of your own free will. We continue to play the game because we can acknowledge the fact that it is a video game, and therefore it will eventually come to an end. They try to freshen things up by adding new outcrop variations, which I can appreciate the attempt. It worked for about the first 5 minutes, and then it slowly dawned on me, I'm never going to remember what material is in which outcrop. And by the time you're done exploring, trying to find what you're looking for, your storage is about 90% titanium. In another attempt to give you a fresh new idea of the world of Subnautica, they went ahead and gave us the steaming pile of dog shit that is the sea truck. It's just an amalgamation of a bad idea. And with that, we could say goodbye to the sea moth and the cyclops. I understand why they got rid of the cyclops, but not the sea moth. The biggest issue with the sea truck is that it's far too long. It drives like shit, and it just feels clunky. You try to fit into tight spaces, and you realize you got about 54 feet of cargo behind you, and there's your problem. I didn't even finish finding all the modules for it, because I just don't care enough. It's that bad, simply put. It's a good idea that was just wasted, unfortunately. There also seems to be a lack of effort missing overall, not just in one part of the game, but in its entirety. Number one, these biome transitions genuinely scared the shit out of me. The first time I did it, I thought I was being attacked. The script is absolutely terrible. It's so half-baked, it's just insulting to read/listen to, which completely ruins the immersion into the world and into the story and into the lives of the characters. But as we discussed earlier, there's not much of that anyways. I'm going to go ahead and let these screenshots do the talking. They just gave us unfinished log entries. My final complaint comes with the land exploration. I don't know why they tried to reinvent the wheel. It is called Subnautica. Let's stick to under the waves, but I digress. I can appreciate an attempt to make something new. The issue lies in the fact that instead of getting this brand new world to discover that's been frozen over from the latest ice age, instead you just get a world that feels empty. You have no real need to go onto land. There's nothing there for you. Again, if you solve the main plot in the first 5 minutes like me. It's just meh, It's just a shame.